Hey y'all, it's Diane with Shawcraft One and my old barn door, and I'm back today and I'm working in my journals, just trying to get ephemera made to fill the journals so I can get them finished and get them in the shop for y'all. And these are, they have a little bit of a fall theme, but they have a farm theme, so they do not have to be used completely as fall, but they do have quite a lot of fall stuff in them. But I'm absolutely loving the way they're turning out. I'm just having fun with them, and I'm loving how they're coming together. So anyways, I wanted to make some ephemera to go into some of the pockets. This one, I'm almost got it completely filled. I think I ended somewhere back here when I quit working on it. Make sure I don't smush anything. I love this pocket. I just think that's so pretty. I think this was the last place. No, I've put a little pocket there, but I don't think I want to put anything in that pocket. I want to leave it for whoever gets the journal to be able to put what they want to in it. I think this was where I got to. But anyways, this one, I just have a few more pieces that I need to tuck in here and there. And then I need to finish the covers, and then it will be ready to go. So I thought today, I think on the last Craft With Me video that we did together, I think I told y'all I wanted to make some little booklets. So I do need something to go in this pocket and something to go in this pocket. So I do want to make some little booklets. I got to have something for that pocket. So this one still needs, it needs some goodies tucked in here. This pocket needs something. Yeah, this pocket needs something. This pocket needs something, and it's got a belly band here. I love the way that little bag turned out with that truck on it. So anyways, I'm not trying to do a flip through. I'm just kind of trying to eyeball it and kind of see where I'm at with it and see what else needs to be done in them. I love that. Isn't that super cute? I want to make some of these today on this video. I want to make some of these cards. They're just pretty little journaling cards that you can write on the back of, but they add a pretty little decoration in a pocket, or you can clip it on a page. So we'll make some of these, and definitely make some little booklets to go into pockets. Yeah, we're just going to play and have fun. I enjoyed the last Craft With Me video that I got to do, and y'all, I was so excited. It did not take long at all to upload, so that's a good thing. So my new internet service is working really well for me, and I am happy about that, because now I feel like I can spend more time with y'all. I can get more videos done, or not necessarily more videos done, but I can do longer videos. I don't have to stress so much about making short videos, because sometimes it can be harder to make short videos than it can be to make long videos. When you do short videos, sometimes you don't feel like you got hardly anything done in them. So anyways, let's just get started making some fun stuff to go into our journal. And like I said, I think these pockets are the next ones we need to fill. And actually, I already have some goodies made, but I think this needs, since it's black and white, I think it needs something with some color. Let me see. That would be cute in there. Let me look. Okay. I want to make something kind of like this. It's just like a little, it's made out of vintage paper, and I added a piece of my stationery onto it for writing. This is out of one of my fall kits from last year. And so, but I don't think this one's big enough. I think it needs to be a little bit bigger, you know, to kind of cover up some of the white. Because y'all know me and white, we don't get along real good. Oh, you know what? I have this little piece here that could go right in there. And that covers up some of that white. I like that. And I think this is too big here now. So maybe we'll make a little tag or something to put right there. So, let me try this one. He's cute. I like him with the green. Yeah, I might put him there. And I think instead of trying to glue this down here, I'm going to put... Can y'all even see? I'm sorry. I'm probably out of frame. Let me just check my lighting and see if I need to turn my big light on. Does that help? Let's make it a little brighter. And I'm going to zoom the camera out a little bit. There we go. I think that's better. I'm just going to put some pieces here on the edge. I'm just trying to find a scrap over here. Let's see if we can find a scrap we want to use. Whoops. Just to kind of close up that edge. There's a glue page. I don't have a whole lot of scraps left over here that have a whole lot of color on them. Just wanted to add something with a little bit of color. Let me check my other scrap bin. There we go. I think I'm going to add a little bit of blue to that. And basically, all I do is I just take a piece and fold it over. And then I'm going to fold it over again. If I can fold straight. I'm not folding it straight. Let me try that again. Okay. This is not something that I was going to do on this video. Let me just do this and I'll come right back. There's no sense in wasting y'all's time. Okay. So I just take it and I fold it in half. And then I'm going to stick it over the edge. And just glue it down. And basically the whole point of that is it gives you a little more room in your pocket. It don't cut off, you know, this little strip here when you glue. It doesn't cut that off. So anyways, that's what the point of that is. All right, so let's make a little booklet to go into here. And I thought this would be cool because it's got, you know, Halloween colors, sort of. So this is a little bit long, but if we fold that backwards, how pretty is that? I love vintage book pages like this. I just think they're so pretty. And we'll go ahead and fold this one in a little. Now, my inspiration for this came from Leslie at 507 Willow House Journals. I think she calls them scrappy doos. I'm not sure. But it's something similar to that. But I'm just kind of, you know, being inspired by that and then putting my own take on it. So, I'm going to move the journal out of the way now that we kind of know that that's the right size that we want. And then I'm just going to start adding some vintage pages and some pretty stuff to this, just to add some different colors and textures to it. So maybe something like this. Throw that in our scrap bin. So what I want to do is I kind of want to fold this around this way. I'm just going to fold that there, and then I'm going to decorate the front of this. So let's find an image that we want to put on the front. Okay, so I've got all of my little things cut out here. I kind of like the rooster, but is the rooster going to look okay with the pumpkins? Let's look and see. I mean, yeah, that would look okay. Let's just flip through and see what else we have. See if there's something else that we might like better. I love this. Absolutely love this. This has got to go in there somewhere. I love that with the rocking chair. Look at that little dirty girl. She looks like she's mad about it. She's pretty. We'll hold her out. Let's see. I have some really fun farm images in here. Sorry, I should have done this before I got started. Oh, I kind of like the family photo. What about the pigs? Kind of like the pigs, but I kind of want something with a little bit of color because there's not a whole lot of color in that pocket yet. She's too stinking cute. Alright. Sorry, y'all. Bear with me. Just trying to decide. This is going on a page somewhere. It's going to be a pocket or something. I absolutely love that. Okay, I think we're going to pick from these two that we already have out here. Okay, let's see. I really just like the rooster. I should have just stuck with it from the get-go, shouldn't I? All right, I want to add some pretty stuff in behind it. Oh, I know. I've got... Where did I put that? Y'all have... Excuse me for reaching, but I have these papers up here somewhere. There they are. I like that color green. Won't that color green look good up against that? Yeah, I think so. I think that's what we'll do. Here's another scrap bin. I have more scrap bins in my craft room than I probably have anything else. Alright, so we're just going to tear us a piece off of here. So basically, I just kind of want this to be the back. I'm sorry if I hit the camera. I've got my phone plugged in so that my battery don't die and I hit the cord. Okay, so let's just tear us a piece right here. I'm just going to tear that all the way down, that way we don't have to deal with that whole big old piece for now. And then I'm going to tear it kind of right here. Put that in our scrap bin. That might be big enough. I think it will be. Okay, let's just go right down through here. Alright, and then we can put that there. I like that, and I like the color. And I like those colors together. So we can do that, and then I want some... Tear this down the edge here. I just don't like the square edges. So I prefer the torn look. So if we put that there with a little bit of embossing, maybe we need to put that on this side since we've kind of got a short piece down here. Maybe we do it like that. Yeah, I like that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and glue it down while I've made up my mind, because if I don't, I will change my mind. Alright, and I don't want it to be perfectly flat, because to me that makes it look, you know, too flat and kind of boring. So, but if I put that, I'm going to scoot it in just a little bit. And I'm going to let that dry for a second before I start piddling with it. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue down my rooster. Probably don't need that much glue, but it's getting it. So, how was y'all's this weekend? Because I'm actually filming this on Monday, but it probably won't come out until Tuesday because, you know, you have to finish editing and then you have to upload and everything. And I'm probably not going to have time to get it all done today. So, this will probably be released tomorrow. But how was y'all's this weekend? I hope that y'all had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. We had such a great weekend. My grandbaby, Rhythm, she turned 3 on Friday. And so on Sunday, me and all of the kids and my daughter-in-law and then some of her little friends, we all went to the zoo. Y'all, we had such a good time. And y'all are probably going to laugh when I say this, but I don't remember ever getting to go to a zoo. Now, when I grew up in Georgia, and we lived in Atlanta at some point, close to Grants Park, which I think was where the zoo was. And I think that my parents probably took me there. I just don't remember it. I really like that. I like the way that looks on there, so we're going to go with that. So I'm just going to put some more glue, and we're just going to glue that baby down. So anyways, all she could talk about was she wanted to see the monkeys. Well, we couldn't find the monkeys. It took us, and so we kept telling her, you know, we'll get to the monkeys soon, but let's see the elephants, and let's see the giraffes. And, oh, she loved all the animals, but she still kept saying, I want to see the monkeys. And so I don't know what her obsession was with the monkeys, but she was excited about seeing the monkeys. All right, we're going to glue him down right here. And I just kind of want to poke up the edges of that paper because that gives it that 3D effect. And then I'm going to take the edges of my embossed piece, and it's just basically craft cardstock that I embossed, this piece here. But I think it's so pretty, you know, and I've been loving my embossing machine, so I've embossed everything. But anyways, she was just so enthused about the monkeys. I kind of like that. Won't that be pretty in there like that? But it needs something else because, let me just think what else we need. Okay, I pulled a couple of pieces that I think will look good. I like to have, when I do these stacks or scrappy doos, as Leslie calls them, I like to have different colors of paper. Like this is a vintage Reader's Digest is actually what it came from, but I love the contents page. I think they're so pretty. I love the type print on them. And then we could put, let me just put this on here and see what it looks like so far. So if we scoot, I'm going to scoot that up just a little and then maybe add this piece. Let's see, I think I want this piece showing with the holes in it because I love the stuff with the holes in it. And maybe we'll fold it to about right there. And we'll add him right down here. And this gives you, whoever gets the journal, there's a lot of vintage pages and vintage papers in here, so it kind of gives you something to play with. All right, we're going to scoot him down a little so that we can see him out the bottom, and we're going to put him right in the middle. I almost think I want that over it. I think I like that, And then I think maybe I'm going to take this piece and just kind of hook it right in here on this back page of this book page, kind of like that, so that it gives you a little bit of something different. And then I think what I might do is take a rusted paper clip and just run it right there, so it kind of holds the little booklet all together. And then we need something on the paper clip. So I have some of these old stamp pieces that were cut off of envelopes that my sweet friend Debbie sent me. Thank you, Debbie. So I think we're just going to pull one of these off and add it kind of here. And I don't really want it, it don't have to be straight. And then I want something else right here. What else? Let's get, excuse me for reaching, but I have a lot of stuff over this way in front of me. I've got some labels. Let's see what kind of a label we can put on here. Ooh, I like this one. Let's do this one. This is from, I think my floral labels digital in my shop. So we're just going to take that like so. We're just going to add him in here like that. Okay. And then I want to add something on the edge of this paper clip. And I have some of this black and white gingham trim. I think I'm just going to add some of this to it. So anyways, so we're walking around the zoo, and oh my goodness, we just had the best time. We had so much fun. And like I say, I was just as interested in the animals as the kids were, because I don't remember ever going to the zoo. We did take my son when he turned 9. There's a place in South Georgia. It's called, oh, what's it called? The Safari. Some kind of safari. And you get in this van that don't have glass windows in it. It has windows, but it just doesn't have the glass in the windows, so it's all open air. And you drive through this little park. What is the name of that place? I know it like the back of my hand, and I can't think of it. So we're just going to put our little gingham tie there. So let's see what we look like over here. Now see, I like that, but I think the gingham tie is too much. It don't need to be there. We're going to have to take him off. Yep, I think it looks better without it. Okay, I like that. So there is a scrappy do. And this is what you would call a scrappy do too. It's you know, little vintage ledger pieces and book pages and vintage vintage wallpaper that I've printed out and added in there. How pretty is that? I really like that page. I think that looks great. Okay, let's see. Where else do we need to go? I'm real bad about having to put something on every page. Y'all know that about me. So I wind up just absolutely stuffing my journal so full. But I think I just want to paper clip something onto this page. What do we have? Just something little. So anyways, the Great Safari. Anyway, we went there when he was 9, and the animals would actually, they give you buy bags of food, and the animals would literally walk up to the vehicle and stick their head in the vehicle so you could feed them whatever you had in your little sack. But that's the only time I've ever had any kind of interaction with a zoo environment. So I was super excited to get to go to the zoo with these grandbabies. I think I want one of these back here. I love her. Isn't she so pretty? I just think she's so pretty, and I think she would look really cool on this. This is like a folk style clothing sewing pattern, and I think she just goes perfect right there. Yep, I think we're going to put her there. Let's find a paper clip. So anyways, so we're walking through the zoo and we're seeing all the animals, and I'm just as excited as the kids are. Sometimes I ran ahead of everybody because there was quite a group of us, and you know, I got impatient and didn't want to wait on everybody, so I had to keep slowing myself down because I was excited to see all the animals. So anyways, we finally get to the place where they had the chimpanzees, and none of them were out. Like, the whole place was empty. I guess, I don't know if they were under veterinary care or what have you, but I was so disappointed. So, but we found the gorillas, you know, and to her, those could be monkeys. And oh my goodness, they were putting on a show. They were having so much fun, those little gorillas in there. Oh, you know what? I've missed putting page tabs. I've got to go back through here and put some page tabs on some places because I've just kind of stopped with my page tabs. So we'll put one there. Anyway, I'll do that later. We're doing a craft with me right now, aren't we? So let's just make a couple of more scrappy doos. I'm just going to pull some papers out. I'll show you. I don't know if I can fit it in the camera, but I've got this whole little tub that has all kinds of vintage book pages, and I mean, some of them are really, really old, from like the late 1800s, early 1900s. And so let's just make a couple scrappy doos with some of these pages, just to kind of give you an idea. And that way I'll have them to use in my next journal. Actually, in some of the journals that I'm working on right now, because I'm working on a lot of journals right now. All right, so I have these pages. I'm just going to pull, you know what? I'm just going to pull this over here, and we're just going to pull some out of here. So anyways, she was satisfied that she felt like she got to see the monkeys. So, but oh my goodness, we had such a good time. But I'm going to tell you, my legs are sore today. We did a whole lot of walking. A whole lot of walking. I'm going to pull some of these out. One of these out. Oh, excuse me. I love these books. Look how old this book is. This is a very, very old book. It's called Autocrat of the Breakfast Table. And the date on it is, you can see the pages are real brittle. 1939 is the date on this one, but it just looks so much older to me. Oh, I forgot about these. These are cool little pages. Look how fun these are. We'll pull a few of those out. Let's do a couple of music pages. Let's do one of these, just for fun. And one of these. And we might just go through here and pull one out of each thing and just play with them that way. Let's see. Pull some of this out. That's some of my most cherished German devotional book. Let's pull one of these out. Let's see. I don't remember where I had those, but they'll go back right there. Pull one of these out. This is a French book. And so is this one. This is from a French book. Let's see if we can get two of them together. And then these I love. I think they're Arabic or Greek, something to that effect. Pull some of those out. Let's just pull one of these out. If I can get one out. I don't know if I can get just one out, but if we get more than one, it'll be okay too. And then look how pretty these are. These are from this little reader book right here. Look at how gorgeous these pages are. And even though some little kid wrote on some of the pages, I still just think they're just so pretty. I mean, how pretty is the patina on that? So let's just look at that. I wish that they wouldn't have colored that up so much, but it's still usable. We'll just pull a few of those out. Oh Lord, where did I get that from? Maybe right here. We'll pull a couple of these out. I love, love, love the color of these dictionary pages right here. I just think they're so pretty. We'll pull one of these out. This is Vintage Children's Book 2. We'll pull one of those out. That's one of the ones we just used. Let's pull one of these out, if I can get one. Okay, maybe we're going to get more than one. Oh, these are folded. Okay, well, we'll just pull that little stack out and deal with it when we get to it. Oh, I love these. These are from an old cookbook, but I love that they have the lady's handwriting. So all the pages have a different handwriting. I think those are fun. Pull one of these. Not that one, it's broken. Let's put that in the scrap bin. Let's see, look how pretty that is. And it's got, it feels real good in your hand. Okay, let's see. What else do we have? These are not super duper old, but they're still, you know, like ledger pages, and I think they're pretty. And I love the colors, the green. So we'll get one of those. And these are not super duper old either, but again, I love the green. This is an old, I don't know if I want to tear that up. Ooh, here's some ledger paper. Let's do some of that. We'll do some of this. Some of this. And here's some ledger papers too. We'll get both of those. Okay. I know y'all are thinking, what in the world are you doing? But you'll see. I'm telling y'all, go check out Leslie because she's real fun to watch. This one is a little bit broken. I'm just going to try and stack these up here. All right, let's see. I'm trying to decide what we can do with this. I think we can fold it this way. How pretty is that? Isn't that gorgeous? I think we'll let that be the side that shows up on the top. Okay, so you can fold these any way you want to. You can fold them long ways. You can fold them sideways. You can mix them up, which is what I like to do. I like to fold them in different directions and just kind of mix them together. You can make them whatever size you want them to be. Like this one, I'm going to go ahead and fold this little piece in this way. And then just tuck him over the top of him. And then, what else are we going to... Oh, let's use this one. I just love this. I love that colored green. So let's put him right here. And see how pretty that is with the different colors of the papers all kind of stacked up together. I just think that's gorgeous. All right, and then let's put him... I love this. This is like a children's book from like the 40s, I believe. But I love that you can see the patina inside where it was in the spine. How Raggy Lug got his name. From wild animals I have known. So let's poke him, and I love the type print on there. Typesetting, is that what you call it? I don't know what I'm talking about. All right, so we're going to put him here. I want something to come out over here. Maybe we open this one up and tuck him in right here, like that. That gives a little pop of color there. And then we can take, what else do I want to use? Oh, let's use one of these. These are those really pretty vintage reader pages. Let's put him right here. And then we'll put him right here. Yeah, I kind of like that. So it's just basically, there is no rhyme or reason to this. There's no talent. Not really talent. That's not the right word I'm looking for. I don't know. There's no rules. You don't have to have any rules. Let's use some of this with this red. We're going to fold him sideways. and maybe put him right underneath here, like that. So it just basically, it's just like you just stack these papers in and it just comes out so pretty. I think it's just gorgeous. And then I'm just thinking, oh, here we go. And then we could put something like this and maybe tuck it in right there. And that just gives you some of that pretty letterhead. I mean, how gorgeous is that? That is so pretty. I just love that. And I love the way Leslie puts them together. So I've been watching her videos and I have been having fun watching her videos. So thanks for the inspiration, Leslie. Okay. So now we're just going to put this right here. And then here's how you make it look like something to go with a farm journal. Which that can go with a farm journal. But I'm just going to take one of these pretties in here somewhere that I find. If I find one that I love. Nope. Nope. I like that one. Can y'all see that? She's washing her laundry. I think that's what she's doing. I think that's a vintage washing machine. But I love the black and white. Let's use that one. Okay, so we're just going to slide her on there. And then I think I want to take like a vintage ticket. Excuse me for reaching, but I got to get to my tickets. I hope my head ain't getting in there because my hair looks terrible. Sorry if I poked my head in there. Okay, let's see. Oh, let's do one that's got a little bit of color. So we can do one of these vintage tickets. And then let's do a stamp. Vintage stamp. Because I think I have some big ones here. I'm probably got my nose stuck in the video and everything else trying to reach across to get to stuff. Oh my goodness, I got stuff falling. Sorry. Okay, let's see. Maybe we've got, I'd like a fairly big stamp. You know, or one that's going to stand out up against that blue. You know, that says the age of reptiles, but I really like the size of that stamp, so we're going for it. Oh, but look. Maybe we want to use that too. Let's look at it. Let's put it together and see. I really love that. It's on a very old, some kind of a document. Okay. Let's see if we slide that right up under there. Under our rusted paper clip. There we go. There. A sweet little bundle. So let's make another one because I want to do one that ties. Alright, we're going to put our stamp over there. So anyways, we had a great time at the zoo. And then we went back to my daughter's house. Let's use a page of this. Let's actually use this page. I really like the blue typing on this one. So we're going to make it a little skinnier. Because sometimes you don't need them to be super big. This is from a, I don't want it folded that way. Like a course book for a college. Let's do it like that. And then this is one of those real pretty. This is from a children's reader too. This one's called the Cathedral Readers. This is from 5th grade. But how pretty is that? It might have been for like a Christian school. I'm not sure. But we'll just poke him right here in the center. Like that. I like that. I'm trying to think. I was telling y'all a story and I've completely lost my train of thought again. What else do we want to use in here? Oh, let's use one of these. Sometimes I like tall, skinny stuff. So maybe this is from like a little book that had, you kept your household and personal property in it for your tax purposes. It was from, I think do we have a copyright date on it? Yeah, from the 70s and 80s. But it's still vintage and it's fun to look at, and it, you know, it adds a different element to our little scrappy-doo stack. Okay, so I wanted to kind of give y'all a little bit of an explanation on the ASMR videos that I've been doing lately. He might be a little too big in there. I don't know yet. We're just going to wait and see. Let's put a little piece of him in here. But I don't want him to be super big. So we'll just have him. So the ASMR videos, I know a lot of you don't like them. But I'm doing them because, you know, my husband's in mental health. And I have learned that those type of videos help people who have PTSD or, you know, any kind of mental health problems, anxiety, things like that. It's very helpful. They say that the veterans actually use those videos to help them with their PTSD. And so, you know, my husband being in mental health, we've done some research on it. And we just want to put something out there that's going to help people a little bit, you know. So for those of y'all who don't like them, you know, thank you for checking them out and watching them. And letting me know that it's not your preference to watch those kind of videos, but I will continue to make a few of them. Let's do some ledger paper. How pretty is this ledger paper? Very vintage. And I love it with the numbers. So let's just take a piece off the top so we can keep the numbers. So anyways, that's why I have been doing those type of videos on my channel. And so you will see more of them. But I will also be doing more of these craft with me videos. And I'm hoping to be able to, now that that I've got better internet service, I'm hoping to be able to do more live videos. How stinking cute is that? I love that. I still think this might be a little too big. And you know, I could take some of the edge off of that. I think I will take some of the edge off of that. I think that will help it to not look so awkward. I just tear that down the edge right there. And these little pieces here you can use and stamp words on them, and they're real pretty because they already have that gorgeous patina on them. So you can save those if you want to. Yeah, I like that. And so now I think what I want to do is pull some things in to add some color into this. So I have, where is my, oh my, sorry guys. I have some of my my ledger kit, my ledger paper kit, but I also have some that are that they're mixed with floral wallpaper and stuff. That's what I'm looking for. If I can find any in here. I might not have any printed out. I may have to print me some. I've got a few of these here in the front. These are the ones that I did with, and I just printed these two to a page to make them be a little bit smaller. Let's use that one. but it just made them a little bit smaller so that, you know, they didn't overwhelm whatever you put them on. Okay, let's pull these and see what we can do with these. But these will just kind of add little bits of color here and there in our scrappy do. Okay, let's see. Let's use some of this one. I'm gonna go ahead and tear this out. So anyways, that's the whole story behind the ASMR videos. And I don't know if I've ever told y'all this or not, but I do deal with a good bit of anxiety. Some days it's really bad. And I recently learned that I do have some PTSD from all of my years in law enforcement. You know, you tend to see the not so pretty side of people when you work in law enforcement, especially for as many years as me and Sunshine worked in it. And so, you know, I've had to deal with some of that. And so I was watching the ASMR videos, and I like the ones where people are cleaning. You know, I don't know why, because I used to be a clean freak, but I learned a long time ago, or I decided a long time ago. We're going to fold this one in half. And we're going to add it right here on the edge of this one. Oh, I love that. How pretty is that? Isn't that gorgeous together? Yep, I like it. And I tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to scoot some of these papers to the side so that you don't get so confused with what I've got all on my desk. Oh, now that might be neat right there too. Or maybe tuck it up under there. No, I don't think I like that. I'm going to scoot some of these to the side, guys. But what I'd like to do is take, I'm going to put these over here too. I have in here somewhere this. It's like a vintage check. It's in a printable that I'm working on. It's not the actual check. And I am going to tear this little edge off right here. But anyways, so that's why I'm putting the ASMR videos on there. So thank you for being patient with me while I put those on there. The videos help me, and so I thought maybe I could, you know, pay it forward and do some to maybe help some other people sometimes. I'm going to tuck him right in there. Like that. Isn't that pretty? Just that little stack of goodness that you can see stacked up on there. And then I want to take one of these images, maybe like a vintage looking image or something. That's kind of cool looking. They're talking about their garden. Let's do that one. And then I'm just going to take a little piece of sari silk. This is not sari silk. This is seam binding. I'm going to take a little piece of seam binding. How do I want to do this? I think I'm going to take it behind him. And just tie it in a little bow here. And then you have your little package of vintage papers all tied together, and they just look so pretty stacked together. Okay, just like that. And I'm going to scoot that down a little so you can see their faces and poke him under there. How stinking cute is that? Okay, real quick, I'm going to show y'all a few places in my journal that I've used these, and then we'll call it a video because I've went way too long. Okay, so here's one of the little pockets, and I put a little skinny one in here. So just use a little vintage book page, vintage check. There's one of those pretty dictionary pages. This is like a little ledger piece, and then a coupon and a stamp on there, and they just look so pretty in the in the pocket. Or you don't have to put them in a pocket. You could put them, you could paper clip on the edge of a page if you'd like to. Here's another one. So it's in a kind of a larger pocket, and I did clip it over here. But it's just got different book pages, some of that beautiful music paper, a little field guide page there, and then just some pretty little labels and a little coupon there. And if I can get this paper out of my way. All right, and then here's another spot where I used one, and I love how this one came together. This is some of that zip code book page, and then just some coffee dyed paper, some, y'all know I love my workbook pages, and then a little label. This is a little vintage Rolodex card, just a little printable, a little piece of fabric underneath the rusted paper clip, and then a tiny little envelope that my sweet friend Rhonda made for me. Okay, and then we have one right here. I think this one turned out super cute. It's just a little skinny one that I put in one of my pockets. This is from one of my fall digitals from last year too. But you can use ephemera in them. Just got a piece of music paper that's folded up lengthwise. A vintage book page. This is a flashcard. And then just a little piece of ephemera there. And this is a little doily. I've got a doily kit that I'm working on that I feel like I've been working on forever. And I just haven't been able to finish it. But I will eventually, and they'll be in the shop for y'all. So that one turned out super cute. I love the little owl pocket. This I printed. I didn't print it. I cut this out of a Bambi book. Isn't that super cute for a little pocket? And then I ran out of little white pieces to mark my spot. But I did one here underneath this pocket. So say you just got music. This is I think a Reader's Digest page. This is from a very vintage cookbook page. Yeah. So just cute little scrappy doos. And then here's the one that we did together. So I think I really like them. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you've had fun, and I hope I haven't chatted your ear off. I kind of feel like I have. But that's okay too, because I've missed getting to chat with my buddies. So hopefully I can do some more lives. I'm still a little gun shy since the last one didn't go so well, but I'm going to try. I am going to try. So, but I think I might put notice up, like a notice up telling you when I'm going to do the live, and then do it that way so that y'all will hopefully have time to see it, and you'll be able to come chit chat with me. So anyways, I need to end this video because it's done gone way too long. So I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day. If you have any comments or questions, leave them in the comment box below. Like and subscribe for me if you will, and I'll see you in the next video. Big hugs.